That really impressed me.
I call it heaven in the mouth.
It was fresh, it was delightful.
That was absolutely designed.
So cool and so fun, I didn't want to leave.
You're gonna love this place.
Now, realtor Tom Priester says this Treasure Coast Classic is truly all about the food. It's a seat-yourself kind of place filled with locals seeking out some of the best smoked meat in town. It's in HOBE Sound, and it's called CW's BBQ.
I would say CW's barbecue is some of the best barbecue you've ever had, and I've been told that from people from all over the country. I've been cooking all my life, and did the CIA when I was younger, back in the 70s. There was nothing around here that was the Texas-style barbecue. I lived in San Antonio and Austin for a while and learned a little bit about barbecuing down there, and just decided to do something a little bit different. Rather than do any kind of typical type, go out and buy a smoker, I designed and had my own made. I could do low and slow, I could do indirect heat, I could make it hot, I could make it cold. I used 3 different kinds of wood, my own different blend, so nobody's smoke tastes like mine. I just get the satisfaction out of making people happy, making their bellies happy. We just try to do really good food at a really reasonable price, and I think we've done it. I think that's why I'm here for almost 20 years. Yeah, it's a dive, but it's a great dive.
How did you find this place that I could barely find?
I had driven by it 100 times and never had been there, and some friends took us. And Chris, the owner, is an amazing cook when it comes to smoking meat out back. And Friday nights, one of their specials is smoked prime rib. And growing up in Iowa, I'm a beef lover, and so when I can have a good piece of beef, I go for it. It's hard to find, and if you're not looking for white tablecloths or to be seated, because if you want water, I mean, there's a chest of ice and a styrofoam cup and a pitcher of water, so help yourself. But I find the food tremendous. He knows what he's doing, and it's a great place, and we go there quite often.
I was there on a Friday night. I had the prime rib. I thought the prime rib was really good. I was a little disappointed in the side choices. I got the turnip greens and the black-eyed peas, and I found I had to salt both, which is something that I don't usually have to do with those sorts of choices.
You did have a couple sides that you did like, right?
The cornbread was amazing, and the
rice?
red beans and rice were so good.
Yeah, you get cornbread with everything, and I always have the red beans and rice, and their potato salad is very good too.
We went on a Friday night too, and I had a hard time finding the place. It's dark.
Yeah.
I smelt it from a couple blocks away. Then I went into the restaurant just south of there and asked them where CW's was. We finally found it, and the meat was flavorful and everything. And we got the same thing you ordered: the black-eyed peas and the turnip greens, I think it was, or the collard greens, and there just wasn't much flavor to it and so forth.
Did y'all find it a little confusing whether it was cafeteria style or
Yes.
table service?
When we first walked in, I wasn't sure if we were supposed to order at the counter or go sit down. Someone let us know finally, but it did take a little while.
You'll get used to it, but it is confusing because you do walk in there and go, do I get a table? Do I wait? Do I wait till somebody order?
And I also found that there were a lot of things off the menu. The waitress that I think has been there for over like 17 years.
She's been there a long time.
Or more, told me, if you feel like a steak, they'll grill you up a steak too.
On Saturday, they do venison. They always have a rack of lamb. They had scallops the night we're there. But yeah, you have to ask if she doesn't come over and tell you. And a lot of those, like my wife had mai that night, and it was wonderful. It was a huge piece of fish that was just flaky, delicious. Going there the first time, it's confusing. It's cash only, and there's things that you have to be aware of.
And that's the other thing. Did y'all know to bring cash?
Yeah. Well, I carry some cash with me. But, so next week we'll all go with Tom. Are you going to pick? Who are you going to pick up first?
I'm the furthest.
Michelle's the farthest south.
I'd be happy to pick everybody up.
I'd be happy to
pick everybody up and take them. I love it, and we'll have a good time.
Now, Tom, you bring your own wine when you go there, right?
We do. We bring a bottle of wine. We open it up, and they bring us some plastic cups.
I bet they don't charge you corkage for that
They do
sort of
not
thing.
charge a corkage fee, and we make an evening of it. We usually do it on Friday night. There were 6 of us this time, and we usually go as a group and make a night of CWs and have a good time.
I think in the future, if I were to go there again, I'd probably do takeout because it seems much more convenient. And now that I know what I would order, the things that I liked, I really liked. So
They have a very interesting dessert there. Did you have that?
I don't
It's
remember.
kind of a cross between like a pie or bread pudding.
It's
is
like
that
a
what you
bread
would say?
pudding, and they have different flavors of the day. And I think
Cobbler-esque a little
it
bit.
is, and they sell it by the pound, as I recall. I mean, and they give you a big portion. The portions there are great. You don't leave hungry.
I got the small prime rib and I couldn't fit dessert. It was beautiful. I wanted to try it. It was strawberries when I was there, like the bread pudding with the strawberries on top, and
There were peaches and
gorgeous.
blueberries when I went.
I'm going to try the prime rib though next time I go.
I'm telling you.
When you pick us up next week.
Get the end cut, and they sell a small, a medium, and a large cut. And I've never even attempted the large. And I get a medium piece of meat, and it's typically very lean. It's got a nice crust on it, the horseradish sauce. The whole thing's amazing. I mean, I love the place.
How about prices?
I was a little surprised. It was about $20 per person when I was done, and which isn't high in general, but for the level of service and everything, I did feel that was a little bit high.
Oh, the prices were
Yeah.
very reasonable.
I mean, it's not inexpensive. The medium cut of prime rib is, I think, in the $20 neighborhood, but you get a huge portion. I find when I go there, especially since we bring our wine, there's no corkage fee, that it's an inexpensive evening overall. You get the cornbread, and I always get red beans and rice, which I think are very good, and the potato salad, which is creamy and good. So Chris has been there a long time, and he does a great job.
I have to say the cornbread was amazing, and I got
Kind
actually
of crusty on the outside
yeah,
and
but
soft on the inside.
sweet. And I got yelled at by a bunch of friends who are Southern, like from Alabama, and they were, "That's not how cornbread's supposed to be. It shouldn't be sweet." And I was like, "Well, it was I thought it was
That
fabulous."
is not true. It depends on what state you're
Right.
in. Just like barbecue, just like sauce. It all
Fair
depends
enough.
on where you're from.
I loved it. It was good.
Hooey. Describe for me, because you go there so often, the inside of this place.
It's an old barbecue place that has years and years of smoke on the walls and
Follow
the
the
furniture.
smoke on US 1.
And it is what it is. It's a barbecue place.
Well, Tom, this was your choice. Give me a summary of CW's.
If you're in the area and you have a hunger for a big hunk of meat, well smoked, go see Chris at CW's, and he'll treat you right.
Marissa?
If you want fresh meat that's clearly never seen the inside of a supermarket, very flavorful, that's the place to go.
Easy?
You have a lot of meat going on. I think the flavors and the smoking process was fantastic. I was just a little disappointed with the sides.
You can savor the smoky flavors of CW's Barbecue, located at 11150 Southeast Federal Highway in HOBE Sound. Open for dinner every night, but Tuesday reservations are not accepted, and the average price for dinner without drinks is about $20.